Well, I had hoped to catch the Bina Hotbox Dragon Equipment and former high wide load detector talking here at this location. A train that just went by, but evidently this is just a talk on defect now, so I don't know what's going on with that. I don't remember it being that way, but I guess that's the way it is now. So let's flip this thing around and I'll show you why I'm out here today. Okay, as I said, we are at the Bina defect detector, and that is the control point at Bina, CPSP 328, right down there. Nothing is cleared in either direction right now. That train that just went by, this is the last train that is shown. But anyway, as I said, this is the Bina defect detector. It is a hot box detector and a hot wheel detector and a Dragon equipment detector. All that equipment is here and functioning. What this location no longer does is detect high loads or wide loads. And these emitters and scanners that you see mounted on this structure, as well as these ones on the ground on either side, are no longer functioning. These have been removed from service across the Union Pacific system, is my understanding, and certainly the ones in my corner of the world here and out at Summit. These were originally installed, this one and the one out at Summit, by Southern Pacific in, I don't know, around 1987 maybe. I don't recall exactly when, but they were not as significant structures as these. They were actually pretty flimsy, but they served the same purpose. And the reason that these were installed here and at Summit were to keep wide loads or a loose load or whatever from becoming stuck in a tunnel or damaging a train or a load going through a tunnel that where something might be hanging out and strike the side of a tunnel. And there are 12 tunnels between here and Tehachapi, so I guess they thought it was important. But as I said, Union Pacific has decided to get rid of these. And the reason that they're getting rid of these is because they're kind of useless. For all the money they spent, they have upgraded these things probably a half a dozen times over the years. Sunk a lot of money in. This is a relatively new structure, and so is the one at Summit. They just made these a lot heavier so they can move around a lot. But in all the years that I've been at the railroad, working in this area since 1979, they have never stuffed a car inside a tunnel or had a wide load or a high load cause a problem in a tunnel. They have pulled high loads that they knew were high loads through these, and they went off, but they knew they were going to, and then they would set those cars out in Tehachapi. They would be a westbound train that did that coming down the hill. They would put that car out at Tehachapi on one of the spur tracks up there, unload that and haul those high loads. A lot of times they were big reels like fiber optics and stuff like that. But they would set those off, put them on a truck and haul them down the freeway on a truck. But we've never stuffed anything in a tunnel that I'm aware of. Now, these things cost the railroad a lot of money, not only to install and maintain, but cost them a lot of money in train delays. What would happen is if one of these detectors went off, a higher wide load, they'd have to stop the train, someone would have to get off the train, walk the train. It would tell them what axle the issue was near. They would have to get out, go see what was wrong. They do have the rapid responder up here. That gentleman could do that job if he wasn't busy and if he was in the area. So, but anyway, they would have to stop the train, inspect it, no matter who inspected it, and make sure that there was nothing wrong. They usually couldn't find anything wrong because most of the time it was just a piece of plastic flopping off of a lumber load or something, and nothing that they would see when they went back there. And it caused a lot of problems, cost a lot of money and train delays, and crews ended up maybe going dead before they got to Bakersfield or to Colton or to Barstow in the case of BNSF. And it was just costing them more money, not to mention the storms. I did a video on a storm watch while I was still working, shot a train going through the Summit hot box high wide load. I'll link that video in the description below too. But they would have maintainers out there, signal maintainers, 24/7 during these storms because the snow would blow over scanners on the ground and cause problems. They would cause either false defects or what were called integrity failures, where the system just wasn't working as intended. And in any case, the trains had to stop. So Union Pacific got tired of spending all that money and wasting all that time, and rightly so. As I said, we haven't stuffed trains in tunnels, and they rarely ever actually find anything wrong. So anyway, I just thought I would come out here, do a little piece on this, and let everybody know that Union Pacific is no longer going to operate their high-wide detectors. All right, well, that will conclude my little piece on this. Hope you enjoyed it. Keep shooting me the ideas. Drop in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motorpoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. And I'll see you all later.